Hey everybody, it's JJ, and today what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk with you a little bit about water containers and basically a cool little tip or trick for carrying water with a Ziploc bag. But I also wanted to talk about the realities of doing that and relying on Ziploc bags, and then show you another couple of water containers that I think make pretty good water containers. Especially for they're a little bit more durable than like a Ziploc bag or whatever. So first off, I'd like to say that this trick I learned from Bushcraft My Way. That's his channel on YouTube. His name's Mario, and he's got a lot of really cool videos and does a lot of cool bushcrafting stuff. So I definitely recommend that you guys take a look at his channel. But I wanted to kind of share this with my viewers as well, and subscribers and stuff like that. So with that, we'll go ahead and get into this. So I see quite frequently that when people pack up survival kits and different things like that, they put Ziploc bags just like these into their kits, and they use this as a fallback, okay, and to be able to carry water in an emergency. And I have kits that I've done that myself with, and you can certainly carry water with a Ziploc bag. Problem with that is it's not real durable, and a lot of times, like these are brand new Ziploc bags that came out here today, and I dipped them into the field or into the stream and put some water in them, and both of them have leaks at each corner, or at least in one corner. And so it just kind of goes to show the reality of the situation here is that these really aren't made for carrying water in, and you can't be sure unless you try it, unless you put water in it and make sure that it's going to be okay, that they're not going to have leaks when you get out there and need it. And that's kind of going to, screw up your whole plan, So anyway, but I do still want to show you the trick with carrying water in these things. So with that, let me go ahead and fill these up, or fill one of these up with some water real quick, and then we'll get going. And here's what I'm talking about. Holes in the corner. Now obviously if you were going to drink this water, you would want to make sure that you purify it, you boil it, something along those lines before before you started to drink it. So we're not drinking this here today, and that's why I'm not doing this. I'm going to stick this one inside this other one just to try to slow down the sieve a little bit. Might not be a bad idea to carry two if this were the kind of water container that you wanted to carry. Personally, I would recommend carrying something else. As you can see, this one also has a hole in it. Okay, so I'm going to get these closed up here, and then I'm going to show you this trick. Alright, so that is good to go. Now what we need is a stick, okay? And this is just a green stick, and what I've done is I've gone ahead and started to split this stick. It's about, 3/4 of an inch or so in diameter, and I'm just going to work my knife down the rest of the way here, splitting it, as straight as I can. Pretty much what we're shooting for is in half. So hopefully I can get this pretty close. It's got a knot in the middle, so it may not work the best. That might be long enough. Let me see. Almost. Not quite. Alright, let me try this one more time. I'm gonna have to find another stick. Be right back. Okay, so I got me another stick, and basically we just need to make sure this is long enough to go the width of the Ziploc bag, and then you want it to be as straight as possible without any knots so that you can split it down the center and you've got a nice straight edge where you can tie these two together. Okay, so the basic idea of the leaky bag is going to be that we're going to take these tops of the bag and we're going to put it through. Now we're going to take a piece of cordage and I'm going to tie these up here. So let me tie this up and I'll show you what it looks like in just a second. Okay, so I have the leaky water bag all fixed up. Again, I recommend that you use something different, but if you do want to use Ziplocs, this is a good way to carry it. So essentially, I split the stick down the middle, and then I take the where the Ziploc is sealed right here, and then I clamp that between the flat surfaces of the stick. And then on one side, I just tied a bowline, and then I did several half hitches to seal that down tight. Once I got that side sealed tight, then I slipped the bag in and I adjusted it to the right height, and then I took and I tied a series of additional half hitches on, and what I did is I tied it on both sides of this line, that way to keep it from unrolling. And so now I can hold the water like this and carry it through the woods or whatever the case may be. So that's the best way that I've seen to carry water in a Ziploc bag, if you're going to do that, if you're going to rely on it. But again, like I said, I recommend that you at least test them, like I didn't do before I came out here today, to make sure they don't leak, because the reality is they do leak quite a bit, and they're just not that durable. So what I recommend, a different type of water bag, and two different types that I've got here. One is the Jolly Tank, which I've made several different videos on. You guys have seen those before, so I'm not going to go too much into these, although I think they are a pretty cost-effective and good option for carrying water. The Jolly Tank will carry 2 gallons. It has a handle that's built into it, so you don't have the problem with trying to fumble with this, and you can carry a lot more. You can carry 2 gallons of stuff. It's a pretty durable plastic. I mean, it is plastic though, so if you drop it on a sharp stick or catch it on some thorns or whatever, it's going to rip. But it's fairly durable. It'll hold 2 gallons. It can hang by the handle. You know, you can carry it around. You can move it from one place to another, and it does fine. The cool thing about these is they also are rated to hold fuel for up to 6 hours for like an emergency situation. If your car ran out of gas or something, you needed to just have, you know, a gas tank to go back and forth. You know, that will work in a pinch as well. So pretty cool containers. They've got a little key style deal here where this folds down at the top and keeps it all closed up, and that works pretty well. They're pretty strong. They'll hold, you know, quite a bit of pressure on there, you know, to keep it from spilling out. And you know, I sell these for as cheap as $5 a piece, and that's if you get 10 of them. So really, they're pretty cost effective. And just an all-around good option for bug-out bags, get-home bags, you know, different things like that. Now this is one that I wanted to show you guys because I want to give you good information on where you can find things that are free. And this is a Starbucks bladder, and I got this from a Starbucks place. I just went in and asked them if I could have one of their catering boxes, and it is brand new, so it hasn't had coffee in it. And they are pretty cool as well. Not only are they reflective, as you can see, but the seams are welded along the side all the way around, and it's a heavy duty type of plastic. I don't know exactly what it is made of or whatever, but it's definitely heavy duty. And then as you can see, it has a plastic collar on here as well, and that's pretty cool too, because it definitely makes it easy to fill, you know, hold while you're filling, all that kind of stuff. And I would say that it holds probably about 1.5 gallons. I haven't actually tried this yet. I need to fill it up and see what it'll hold, but it's probably close to 1 gallon or more. It's not quite as big as the Jolly Tanks, but it's pretty close. The downside to these is they don't really have a handle on them, so they're not real easy to pour out and stuff when you're trying to hold it and control it it's a little bit more difficult. Whereas like a jelly tank, you got to handle and you can kind of pour it slower and easier and that kind of thing. What I'm working on doing though is I want to incorporate this into one of my primitive kits, and I've kind of built a leather sack for it. It's not quite finished yet, but I'll show you when it is. And then that way it's going to have a handle incorporated into it. I can just carry it individually, or I can, you know, fold it up flat and put it into my pack, because it will also fold, you know, nice and small. So these are another good option as well for, you know, improvised water containers. But anyhow, that is just a quick look at a couple of different water containers and different ways that they could be carried, and different type of ones that are out there. I know I've also heard people say that wine bladders from wine boxes work pretty well, but they have a hard time getting the wine taste out of them. So that's another option for you as well there. So anyway, hopefully you found this useful, and I guess the overall point to this is that if you're going to use a water container, make sure that it's good enough that it's not going to have any leaks in it, and make sure you try it out before you get out there, because as I found out today, I come out here expecting these 2 new Ziploc bags to be good, and they had holes in them. And so think about what you use before you get out there in the woods. Anyway, really appreciate it when you guys like and subscribe to the channel, and if you think it's good, then please share it with your friends, and stay safe. We'll see you next time. Thanks.